Spring fever is in the air, and that means it's time to lace up your running shoes and get busy training. There's a slew of 5 and 10K races happening around town, and they're coming up soon. And some local fitness gurus want to help you get ready to run. Fox 5's Joanne Feldman joins us now live with the gang from Operation Boot Camp. And Joanne, to stretch or not to stretch? Yes, you always stretch. Come on.
That is your answer, huh?
That's
you
my
say
answer.
Always stretch. Well, that's what we learned when we were kids in school, right? You have to stretch before you exercise.
Sure.
So we're going to get the true story on that here in just a moment. But yes, we are getting you ready for the running season, if you will. We heard that there are 5K, 10K road races every weekend this time of year. You really can't go wrong. So how do you get ready for it? Well, JoJo Ross with Operation Boot Camp is here this morning to kind of prepare us. And what does Operation Boot Camp do to prepare people to run races?
Well, we're a 30-day fitness program with a nutritional element as well as an accountability program. We're all fitness levels. We've taken people who have never run a 5K to people who are long-term marathoners. And what we're doing is we're giving them accountability, so they're showing up and working out every day. We're making it different for them so they don't get tired or bored. But we're also giving them that cross-training element that they really need to make sure they're not vulnerable for as many injuries.
Right. The cross-training is very important.
Absolutely.
Now, we've been posing the question here about stretching or not to stretch. There's been some research lately that says, actually, no, it's not a good thing at all. Other people believe and have believed all their lives you've got to stretch before you exercise. What is your take on that?
Well, it's really personal preference. I know that's not the definitive answer we all want, but it's personal preference. But one thing I could suggest is doing a dynamic warm-up instead and a dynamic stretching before you're working out, and doing that static stretching that you're familiar with, holding it for 30 seconds at the end of your run.
Okay.
So we have some people here behind us doing some of dynamic stretches, and we can actually pull one of our people and show you a little bit. Here comes Sandra, going to demonstrate some stuff for us.
So the dynamic simply means you're still moving at the same time.
Exactly. It's kind of like a dress rehearsal for your joints and your muscles of what kind of direction you're planning on doing.
Okay, so what is she doing right now?
So here she's stretching out her adductors, kind of the groin area, reaching forward. And then she's also got the quad stretch you're familiar with, but you're going to make it dynamic by doing a little bit of a movement. So if you'd like to change into a quad stretch, you're going to do kind of 3 steps and then a gentle tug right there for that quad.
Okay. Are there any traditional stretches that you just simply would not recommend before running a race?
No, I mean, everyone should know their body pretty well, and as well as know if you have any injuries that you need to do. I am someone who needs a lot of IT band stretching, so that's something that I do before and after. Here we have Sandra's doing some calf and hamstring stretches, and that's also an important one for before and after. You really want to focus on those 4 core leg muscles, those big ones. So our glutes, our hammies, our quads, and our calves. Every time, that's something to focus on at the end.
Well, some of these look easier to do in a small area than others, but you have lots of options when you're preparing for a race.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I know you're going to also be helping us with a training schedule, everything you need to know to get that underway. Plus, we've got something really neat inside we're going to be checking out later this morning to get you in the right gear for running. Running is not an expensive sport, or it doesn't have to be, but you want to make sure you have the right stuff, and we're going to make sure you know how to get it.
All right, Joanne, sounds good. Thank you so much. Everybody in the studio here stretching now. Personal preferences.